They chose a gangster over an innocent rabbi. They chose a thug over Jesus. I don't know, maybe to the crowd he was just Notorious Jesus. And I believe that hip-hop is making the same mistakes today. Listen why. A plastic surgery for a plastic smile, because you need a heart of concrete in this hard knock life, because I am not a resident but a pedestrian walking down the streets of hip-hop. Putting my life on the line within these rhymes and the punchlines, then later, after I'm a successful rapper, maybe start my own clothing line. A celebrity's choice of business is so predictable, huh? But as your tongue tastes food, your ears taste words, bullets blast from guns, the post-traumatic stress that follows a war sends the soldier's brains into a coma, cause I am a young Moran with lion blood on my palms. How much color does a black and white rainbow have? Because my mind is my crown, the pen is my scepter, therefore I roll the page like it was my kingdom, the manifestation of hope among the troubled waters of a lost generation. As the free African wind blows, I foretold the mutation that was to take place in hip-hop. The death of the ancient manifested hip-hop, because hip-hop never died, it just went into a coma. A punctuation symbolizing that the story will continue. It's pitiful, at the same time beautiful, because she is old but the body is still warm. Like an infant with an old soul, a genre so glamorous but still ghetto. It's like poetry in motion, conceived in Africa but delivered at the Bronx Projects in New York. Hip-hop was all about expression, but I wonder what happened to these two children. You see, when poetry and music were born, God held them in his arms and nourished them with the milk of knowledge and intelligence. The lastborn of the offspring between the two siblings was called hip-hop, and it was first entrusted to the black people and Latinos. Overall, music was entrusted to humans and angels. First, it was played through harps, tambourines, and drums, and then later fused with blissful words. I am sure that Jesus the Notorious in Paradise was the first MC to drop bars. And this is not Black Jesus, but he understands hip-hop better than you and me, because he knows how it feels like to be a black man today. Coming from a ghetto called Nazareth at a time when Jews were oppressed by Romans, what we call today racism and slavery, when politics clashed with religion, yes, he was a mere carpenter, but he later came to spark hope to a broken people through the philosophy that he had internalized from the little education he got. It was a violent time when Hebrew guerrillas clashed with Roman legions, and our eyes were opened, and now we can see that the stars too have shadows, cause hip-hop is not a rap dungeon. So if you represent what you stand for, then you deserve a punchline medal. Cause today, we have gangs thriving in American cities and rebel groups in Africa, angry black men and women using the warrior spirit as the new Ku Klux Klan, bitter for vengeance about slavery and colonization. They say that our skin color symbolizes the rainbow of death, but we are wearing the clouds as our garments. Jesus freestyled his first sermon in poetry form, and his audience was fascinated. He at one time spoke to a crowd of over 5,000 people without a microphone, and for days they ignored their hunger just to listen to that wordplay. No wonder Notorious B.I.G. rocked Jesus pieces and called himself Brooklyn's Jesus, because he wanted to associate himself with greatness. I am sure that hip-hop was God's idea, but Satan, through record labels, has polluted it. That's why I keep it real in my rhymes, trying to take back what belongs to us. After all, his rhyme book is the bestseller in history. No wonder my punchlines dwell in holy verses, and this is not sweat on my face, it is heaven's moisture, because hip-hop is like water. You can find it in the underground or flowing in the mainstream. I know that I am a born sinner, but when making Nas proud, am I letting Christ down? Because I am not a hip-hop poet. I am just a pen in the hands of the greatest poet, and my words are in the business of making Jesus more famous, because he doesn't need a drug dealer to be the most high. He is the greatest rapper of all time. But just like the greatest men in hip-hop, Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., Proof, Nate Dogg, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, you are nobody till somebody kills you. All hail the King of the Jews. Word.